It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch. Mark Peterson sitting on the porch here at 1604 on Bulverde Road on a gorgeous day. There is a little breeze, but nothing like yesterday. And actually, this is one of those breezes that feels nice, not that is frightening. So, yeah, and boy, oh boy, had the gardening hormones kicked in. Everybody's over here at Milberger's. In fact, I don't know who's listening to the show. There's that many people here at Milberger's. So, and they're getting all kinds of great stuff. We'll have Trace up here, find out what's coming in. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff coming up. So, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Well, I have a gardening confession to make. Me too. What's that?
Me too.
Okay, cool. Well, you want to go first?
No, you may go first.
No, it's just a lesson learned the hard way. And that was that, so the poinsettias, the temperature, we put them back out, we were enjoying them, blah, 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 and didn't think about bringing them in just because of the wind. And I went out there last night, I guess about 5-ish. Oh, and those poor plants, they just look beat up by that wind.
What was the pattern? Was it?
What's that? Hold on.
Were the leaves brown or?
No, just wilty and stuff.
Whoa.
They just looked like they were droopy and not happy.
I thought they were going to be
might
off.
Come back.
What's that?
I thought they were going to be off. Off the plant.
No.
Okay. They're still on. Okay.
No, they were actually, some probably were, but we were talking about my wind-beaten poinsettias.
Oh,
yeah.
That should have been in the compost pile already.
Yeah, I know you feel that way. I didn't want to. I was kind of sorry you came up because it's like you just give me grief. But I have one that's kind of got that all the leaves fell off and now new leaves and bracts are coming on. It's like I feel like I owe it something. I gotta keep growing it. So that was my confession, lesson learned the hard way. But yep, we protected them now, and the wind is nice. And Trace, it's busy today.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a nice day, moderate temperature. The wind has died down.
Yep. That wind was spooky last night. I'm trying to remember what time it was. About maybe 7 or so, 7:30, and all of a sudden you hear whoom, whoom, and you see the trees outside the window just bending. It's like, I'm scared. But I was worried that there'd be some damage and breakage on the limbs and stuff. But we were okay. But yeah, did you have a question, sir? No. Oh, okay. Just checking. Oh, cool. Yep. This is. Oh, okay. Well, we're doing a radio show. He did a radio show, or he was in the nursery business?
He worked for Central
Okay.
Garden.
Yeah, we can't hear you though. But so, yeah, we're on the air right now. You're cool. Well, thank you for taking a peek. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Now I'm curious. He said the botanical garden.
What's that?
He said the botanical garden.
Oh.
No, he didn't.
I thought he said,
he did?
I thought he said
Central Garden.
Oh.
Yeah, which, is that a nursery? Was that
well, now they're down to just a distributor. They used to do a lot. Actually, I take it back. They used to be a distributor. Now they are just, they own several brands.
Oh, okay.
So, like Image is one of them.
Okay. Is Manage gone?
Pennington Seed. No, Manage is.
Okay.
I think I have it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Mark, do you want to do your confession?
Well, yesterday at the end of the show, a gentleman came up and he had hydrangea. He said it's something blue.
Okay.
That was the trade name. And it was turning pink. And I went, well, I can never remember which one is which. And fortunately, Mary was right next to me. So, because hydrangeas and, I was going to say, hydrangeas in basic soil turn pink and acidic soil, they blue.
Okay.
And I can never remember, but Mary was there, one of the staff here.
Aluminum sulfate.
And then, now here's my confession.
Okay.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, I said coffee grounds, sphagnum moss, and some vinegar and ammonium sulfate.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the correct answer is if you want to do some organic sphagnum peat moss, and
aluminum sulfate.
Okay.
Yeah, and be careful trying to acidify containers.
Oh, really?
Right.
Because it doesn't take much, especially like if it's a neutral potting soil or something.
I don't think there is such a thing anymore because every time you water, you're watering with lime water.
Well, I was going to say that. The very last thing I said to this gentleman, and try not to water with Saws water.
Well, we used to try to put a little vinegar in the water that we watered with.
Well, that's another option, and just mostly
take much.
DIY things that I would off the top of my head. Don't do a whole lot.
Okay.
You need to, if you want to really change the pH, you got to do what Trey said is aluminum sulfate.
Well, another issue that I've gotten a couple questions on is the snapdragons, with the freeze damage, are recovering and about ready to bloom.
Oh.
But also, the zinnias are ready to be planted, and we have Dreamland here, and Mark's favorite, the smaller one,
Profusion.
Profusion, and of course it won't be long before the monarch butterflies get here, and the zinnias are a top nectar pollinator plant, and so do you replace the zinnias with the snapdragons? I generally recommend you take as much space as you can for the zinnias, but you try to encourage the snapdragons to bloom in the spring. They're so pretty in the spring.
They bloom their best right before they die from the heat.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then my favorite is the rocket trace. We don't see a lot of them, but we usually have some here, Milbergers in the fall, and these right now are started to bloom, and they're going to look pretty spectacular for the spring. And it happens almost every year. They are set back every January, and then they come back in the spring.
A lot of commercial entities, they will make up dramatic changes. They won't even wait. They'll just make dramatic changes.
Snapdragon is a great plant, but guess when we get asked most for it?
When it's blooming?
In May.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, when it's showing off. But
get them in October, and then that way they're pretty already for later on in the year.
And 3 days after they ask about it, it gets too warm for them, probably.
Yeah. All right, 210-308-8867. So Mary was right, and you were also sort of right.
No, I was wrong.
Oh, you were wrong.
I mean, I was going down the wrong path. How about that?
Oh, okay.
She
Mary
corrected
rocks.
me to go back on the correct path. I was
lots
wandering down.
We have lots of folks that ask for her. We were bragging on Jody yesterday, and she's very good. But yeah, so you can get all kinds of great advice here when you come to Milberger's, and feel very confident that the information that you're going to get is right and from experienced gardeners and all that good stuff. So, all right, what else is going on, Trace?
Well, theoretically, I saw a great selection of herbs and veggies. Theoretically, so squashes, cucumbers, pretty much everything but beans.
Okay.
And in the tomatoes selection went down, but guess which one popped back in?
Celebrity?
No,
VHN?
Actually, that one wasn't even in there.
968?
VHN 968?
No. Y'all are going too far back.
Okay.
No.
Think sooner.
Well, Thunderbird, Tycoon.
This year's rodeo tomato.
Oh, the 8148?
Yes.
Okay.
So I ordered 20 flats. We'll see if it materializes.
Okay.
Well, they look good. Now, this was a tough spring on potted up tomatoes because of the alternating winds and the cold weather. But of all those that I had, that rodeo tomato was the one that seemed to fare best in those winds. So that'd
really?
be
Wow.
a great one to try. Yeah.
Okay. And you said cucumbers.
Yep. So cucumbers and squash.
What kind of cucumbers
are on their way?
There was like 4 or 5 varieties.
Of what?
Cucumbers.
Oh, okay, good. So do you have a favorite?
Why? How are you going to make it? It's easier when you
Milton,
only
you
have
just
one
need to buy one of
selection.
each.
Okay, one of each. All right.
And then you can tell us what performs best for the average person.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that. What's that?
One of each. Oh, okay. A transplant. I was thinking
the transplant.
I was thinking of one of each package. That's enough for a 100-foot garden there. 100
yeah.
But do you know what they make cucumbers?
Do you know what they make out of?
Yeah.
I know they make pickles out of
there
cucumbers.
You go.
Okay.
They make pickles, yeah.
Well, she said that you had the pickling tomato cucumbers last week, and people kept, once the word got out, people just kept running out here and getting them.
So that's when that wish list comes in handy. Because as soon as Natalie saw them, she started calling those people.
Oh, I need to get on the wish list.
No, there's a bunch coming. Theoretically.
Okay, theoretically. All right. What else? Anything else exciting? Because it's a second. This is the first week. It ends, I guess, Tuesday.
The perennial
First
selection.
Week of what?
The perennial selection is
First
getting
week
better.
of what?
The anniversary celebration. 47 years.
Also, there's
sorry.
there's a promise of an expectation that some of the butterfly, the milkweeds and other nectar sources will start coming in.
Well, we already got a good one, Greg's Mist, and there's more of those coming. And theoretically, there's 200 of the tropical butterfly weed.
Okay. No, we haven't heard anything on porterweed yet.
No.
And we got zinnias, of course. That's we sometimes overlook that. That's such an all-star.
How can anybody overlook it?
Yeah.
I try to mention it a few times,
So-
in case you guys have noticed.
Yeah, I bought a pack of zinnia seeds here yesterday.
Okay.
So I just got to figure out where to put them.
In the sun.
Okay.
Did you buy
Full?
short? Did you buy short? Yes, full. Did you buy short ones or tall ones?
I'm trying to remember. I think is there a medium, like a little more than a foot tall?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was like 18 inches to 2 feet tall or something.
Well, even that's Dreamland, too.
Maybe it is.
That's Dreamland.
Okay.
But, I mean, you could have a different variety doing the same thing.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check the packet. So full sun.
Yes.
More the better.
Of course.
Well, you don't have to overplant them. They come up. You know, the percentage that germinate is pretty high on zinnias.
Okay.
And they grow fast.
I'm just still trying to figure out. I think it'd be nice in the front yard, except the front yard has a big oak tree in it.
That's not good.
No, but maybe I could do that little strip between the sidewalk and the street.
Does it have a name?
What's that?
Does that little strip in front have a name?
It does have a name. I don't remember it, though. Do you know what the name is? Anybody?
Well, we used to call it in other parts of the country the right-of-way, the tree lawn,
Easement.
terrace.
Boulevard.
Saws, we had a different name for it.
No.
We used to call it Boulevard.
The little area between the sidewalk and the street?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
that was another name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Other parts of the
interesting.
country have different names. As I said, Saws, we had a different name, and I can't really mention it on the air.
Oh, okay. Don't mention it then. But, yeah, that might look good, too. So I'll have some fun with that, and then we'll get some zinnias here as well.
So again, lots of new perennials that we haven't been able to get. Lantana, we'll actually get some in blooming this week.
Oh, good.
Last week's selection wasn't that great.
Oh, okay.
Skullcap,
Well, you
saw for the first time.
Yeah.
What
You've
else?
brought this up, and that is that the selection will get better and better each week.
It does.
For quite a while, yeah.
And you also brought up a few weeks ago one of our favorite nectar plants that we haven't seen yet, pentas.
I ordered some more pentas, so I know there's some on the tables as well.
So
Um,
that's a spectacular one for the
and then
shade.
More versatile.
Al back at the station says it's called the easement.
That's
Does that sound right?
Easement.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well,
Oh, did you say
yeah.
that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Mark was probably talking over you.
Yes, probably.
Or he was reading my mind.
Oh, weird. Al could have been reading your mind. What's Trace thinking now? What a burger! Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
He knows me well.
Yes, he does know you well. Did somebody? While I was waiting in line to pay. Did I mishear that somebody asked if we had Vinkas and they said yes?
We had a handful.
Okay.
And I theoretically will have another handful this coming week.
Okay.
Even though we're selling them, my personal recommendation is at least after Easter, if not really after Mother's Day is a better choice.
Oh, okay. So
But there's people demanding them, so when there's a demand, we're going to try to fulfill it.
Well, we got now that Cora is available and those other disease-resistant, we've been able to plant them much earlier than we had in the past.
So that reminds me, Calvin and I were chatting in the middle of the week, and we were out talking about Finca / periwinkle, and I'm going, what is the other variety? Trace knows. We'll have to ask Trace. So it's Cora and
Nirvana. But you're not going to find Nirvana anymore.
Okay.
Last growing operation that did that, they're no longer around.
So there's another one that has the acronym D.
Well, there's XDR.
DR.
XDR. Extreme disease resistant.
Yeah. I was
still Cora.
Correct. I kept going, I think it's DR, Calvin. I think it's DR.
Yeah.
No,
you used
XDR.
to drive an XDR, didn't you? Okay.
TRD.
So. Oh, okay. I was close.
All right. Bottom line, Cora is the only one we're going to find out there.
I can't remember what we were happy just to get any, but I know that I was told that there was some trailing Cora, and I told him to ship them all to me, so we'll see.
Okay.
Well, it's amazing how the Cora attractiveness has improved, but also, I guess, the disease resistance has fallen a bit.
And if you are looking for beautiful, bright red, absolutely gorgeous geraniums,
we got them.
You got them. No, you do. They're right. I mean, you look over and you just see, everything looks great, and then the geraniums are boom.
You need your sunglasses to look.
You almost do.
Did y'all see those dwarf bonanza peaches?
Yes, I did. And because of what you told me, I went and looked on the way out yesterday.
It's a spectacular bloom.
Pink. Okay.
Yes, light pink.
So think 3 feet, 3.5 feet.
And they all look the same to me. I don't know if that's from pruning or if that was a growth habit.
I think that's the genetic trait that's in it.
All right, so I need to go that way when I go back to my car,
well, you can, or Nelson thought of everything. He put a couple of them right up front.
Oh, okay.
So you look out. If you look
see
out by
the
that
pink
Toyota,
on the side to the left.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh, it kind of looks like a red bud bloom.
No,
the color, different.
It's more pink.
Okay.
Well, and it's got a lot more blooms than a red bud.
It does have a lot more blooms. Okay, it's by the white truck.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Of course, you don't park out front. All of the staff parks in the back.
I park in the back. I'm in the back.
Yeah, okay.
Are you now?
But you had to walk by them to get.
Okay, that's what I need to see. Yeah, maybe I thought there was something else. And red buds are gorgeous around town.
A lot of ours are kicking into bloom, and I believe we have them on sale.
I think you do.
20% off.
I'm going to double check you. But
values to $199.99.
Yeah, you've got lots of good things on sale this week, including like begonias.
Yes.
No whoppers yet, right?
No whoppers.
That's okay.
Soon.
Got the watering can, the Althea Rose of Sharon.
That's been very popular.
I bet it has. Japanese boxwood is on sale, 2 for $40 in the number 3 pot. Anything like that that just stands out and screams, Milton, please tell them this one because this is one of the great deals. Boston fern hanging baskets. I saw someone loading up a truck with them on Friday.
Yeah, Boston fern and asparagus fern baskets.
Okay, tropical hibiscus is for sale. Citrus is being featured. Stepping stones. Mine are still okay. They're still growing.
That's good.
They haven't died yet. Ooh, asparagus fern.
So we got a lot of stuff coming this week.
Okay.
So theoretically, our second load of tropical blooming things from Florida, some more hibiscus and stuff like that.
Okay.
And our topiary bougainvilleas.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about that.
So we originally thought it was going to be Tuesday, but it kind of looks like it might be Wednesday now. Wednesday late.
Huh.
So we'll have them out Thursday or Friday.
Okay. Plenty of time. Let's see. Oh, I was on the sales page. Crepe myrtles are on sale. The number 5 pot, 2 for $80.
And we do have larger ones at popular prices.
Okay. Marigold, 6 for $10 in the 4-inch and number 4. What is the 4-inch?
4-inch.
Blackberries, foxtail fern, very popular. Split leaf philodendron. I mean, can you get an idea of how much is on sale? And you're right, Texas redbuds, 20% off.
Well, theoretically, there's like 30, 31 items. Until you throw in the house plants.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So there's probably, conservatively speaking, 2,000 different varieties of houseplants in there, different sizes, and they're all 10% off.
Yep. And lots of, this is like the best selection the nursery's ever
This sale
had.
has done so well, Peter's going to have to turn back around and place an order next Friday to come in the following week.
Oh, I have to get some of the hanging baskets. I enjoyed those the last time I got them. Hanging baskets with wires, now just $1. That's a good deal.
There's not much you can get for $1 anymore.
No. Bird baths, statuary, fountains on sale.
And don't we have a seminar coming up that's free?
Yeah, where is David's seminar? Hold on.
It should be towards the top.
Should it? Okay.
You almost can't find anything for free anymore.
No. Home Vegetable Gardening, March 29th. Free adult seminar with David Rodriguez, Extension Horticulturist with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. He will be talking about vegetable gardening, taking the mystery out of having a bountiful harvest. And he'll discuss earthkind techniques and more. Starts at 10, goes to 11:30. But David stays, talks to people, does a great job. So that's on a Saturday, right?
That's a Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. Man, I wonder if David grew all these pictures, the stuff in the pictures. Carrots, beets, cucumbers, peppers. Man.
He's probably grown one of everything.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a requirement for A&M.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we need to take a quick break. While we do, tell us what's going on in your gardening world. We want to know, want to help you out. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. They must have heard us. Calvin mentioned that the zinnias are right in front of us and people are gobbling them up. So if you want zinnias, you better get over here soon.
The Dreamland are starting to bloom.
Oh, good. Okay.
I mean, these here at Milberger's. Well, also is the little ones. Tell me again what they're called.
Profusion
Profusion.
in Dreamland we have.
Yeah, they work really well in the smaller containers and in full sun, and they're more drought tolerant than a regular Dreamland.
Oh, I'll tell you about Pruski's, and then I'll tell you what's happening on my easement.
I hope you don't get confused between the food
okay.
and the zinnias.
No, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
I'll know the difference. But yeah, if you're looking for great food, we always like to talk about Pruski's Market right there in Atkins, Texas. Especially like today's a great day for grilling. And if you haven't gotten the meat yet, you can head on over to Pruski's today before 5. If you have, that's okay. You can make it. You can do a taste test and do take whatever you got and then go, okay, I'm going to grill next week too. I'm going to go to Pruski's and get something similar. And then you will notice a big difference in how great the Pruski's product tastes. You will not be disappointed. If you're looking for great, outstanding beef or poultry, if you want sausage on the grill, if you're looking for brisket, if you're looking for natural beef, jerky, whatever you're looking for, you're going to find over there at Pruski's Market right there in Atkins, Texas. You won't be disappointed. Check them out online at pruskismeatmarket.com.
Did you guys tell me it was not appropriate to promote rabbit meat for Easter?
I don't know.
Oh.
It seems wrong.
I guess that's something Paul Cox
But they do
would
have,
done.
yes, Paul would have done it. But they do have rabbit, by the way. They have everything, turkey, ground turkey, lots of cuts of beef, pork. I mean, what you're looking for, you're going to find, and you're going to love the taste and love the service that you get at Pruski's Market. Go to Pruski's Market, pruskismeatmarket.com to learn more. That's pruskismeatmarket.com. All right, 210-308-8867. Tell us what's going on in your gardening world. Did you get any more Cara reports that we were getting last week? Did anybody kind of find you and go, hey, I couldn't call in or didn't? But
no, but of course we're getting a lot of questions and comments about the monarch butterflies and the milkweeds. The milkweeds are starting to sprout all over. And we do have another milkweed class next Saturday.
Yep, tell us about it.
It's at the Dream Hill Estates Education Resource Center. That's out there, 6802 Dorothy Louise Drive. Oh, gracious, look at that dog. Hey, you got a big mouth there, boy.
Oh, that's a big dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I got distracted. But no, the class does have some seats available, and that it starts at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. And if you agree to report on the germination results and also the transplant results, you'll get every attendee will get 2 potted up milkweeds, native milkweeds, or you could, if you want to try. Still a lot of questions about tropical milkweed, and so we do have some of those available. Unbelievable in terms of the nectar source, and the monarchs love it. But a lot of the native plant advocates are not too fond of it because it's got some questions on how it affects the monarch breeding and everything. So that's part of the issues we talk about at the class. But that's Saturday. Call 210-382 4455 to leave a message and with your name and your phone number, and then we'll sign you up, and then we'll expect you to be there on Saturday.
Yeah, and I just sent the number back to Al, so if you don't have a gardening question but you want to attend it and you couldn't remember it, just remember our number, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Cool. I was going to ask Mark too. You were giving me an update about the Fredericksburg wildfire.
Oh yeah. So it's approximately 8,600.
8,600 now. Wow.
Yeah, that was late yesterday, and this is northeast of Fredericksburg, Lower Crabapple Road. It's called the Crabapple Fire.
Oh, okay.
And during the night, the crews were out, and they made significant gains trying to control it. The winds picked up again this morning. It's not completely controlled, but they're working on it. Yeah.
I guess that. Do they know how it started, or?
No, no one knows yet how it started. Although the local electrical said they were shutting down certain electricity in the area, which may indicate that it may have been a power line. May have been. We don't know.
Now, it's not quite as an exciting topic, but Mark can also tell us about the Gardening Volunteers of South Texas event on the 17th.
Thank you. I was supposed to look for the second speaker.
Oh, you want me to go look? Is it online?
Yeah, it should be online.
I'm going to gardeningvolunteers.org.
Gardening Volunteers of South Texas.org.
But you don't have to go to that one. Gardeningvolunteers.org is where I'm going. Yeah. I'm just telling you. Water
And Monday will be the third Monday of the month. That means that's the gardening essentials, or essentials of gardening. Sorry. And they have 2 speakers, 12:30 to 3 generally. And there's always tasty treats.
And the first speaker is going to talk about the seed collection.
Oh, that's cool.
Heirloom, heirloom
Gardening
seed.
essentials, seed saving, sowing, and growing. And then let's see if it tells me what the second one is. That's cool, though. That sounds really good.
Yeah,
and she has 2 books. The teacher of that is the author of 2 books. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Starts with a B, doesn't it?
Yeah, Brulette. Okay.
Creme brulee?
Yes.
You make that with a little torch. Yeah.
Never mind. Just go see Kay and tell her that Mark was making fun of her name. But yeah, that's Seed Saving Simplified. Oh, it may be. Oh, that's her name of the book, and the Essentials of Soil Science. And you can buy the book there. She's going to have some.
How about is there the other speaker listed?
No, I don't see the other speaker.
Well, it may be she'll have a whole
maybe it'll be a whole time
period.
Yeah,
but yes,
but there's always some good food there.
Yes,
and
my mind was on that. Food?
It's a free program, but of course they encourage you to donate $5 or so for the support the good causes.
Ron Seal will be having all his equipment again to sharpen all your pruning tools for a donation. I think he's charging.
Boy, does that make a difference to have your pruning tools sharpened?
Oh, that makes all the difference in the world. It's like butter. It's like slicing through butter.
So it's this Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you need a permit to carry a pruning tool?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think anybody can have one. But yeah, this Thursday starts at noon. Is that what you said? Or 2?
No, not Thursday. Monday.
Oh, Monday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where I got Thursday from.
I don't know either.
Okay,
'Cause we've talked
tomorrow
about this
starting
before.
at 2?
17.
12:30.
Oh, man, I'm all... Mark, you tell us what day it is.
12:30. It's Monday.
Okay. So about
12:30 to 3.
To 3? Okay.
Yeah. More or less.
Okay. Do they ever have evening gardening essential classes?
They may have on occasion.
They've got all kinds of events you can participate in. That's one of the neat things about checking out the Gardening Volunteers of South Texas is to, if you want to dig in the dirt, there's opportunities. If you want to be an educator, you want to have fun and just associate with other gardeners, and the projects are environmentally appropriate. And quite often deal with water conservation and things to be real proud of for your community. So, but you don't have to. One of the things is that you don't have to be an expert. You learn a lot when you participate, but you can start just with a little enthusiasm.
No, I think that's the coolest part is that there's something for everybody. So. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
One other thing.
Yes, one other thing.
You know, they have all this education and events. They have these great videos. They're called Go Gardening videos.
I've heard of these.
Yes. They have a wide variety of topics. This year, trying to focus on water conservation, but couple of great videos that just dropped last week, and they're very
Who's
interesting.
that guy?
I don't know, but I hear he's good.
The host is very interesting.
I hear that too.
Yeah.
Is there a library of those passive?
Oh yeah.
Classes? Yeah. So after 30 days, the videos go to YouTube, and so you just click YouTube and Go Gardening, and you'll see all the archive videos. They're wonderful.
Okay.
So theoretically, could they see this host at different stages of his life? Like a young version to an old version?
And these archived ones, they could go. They see the clean shaven one and the unshaven winter one recently. The recent
unshaved.
Yeah.
Very cool. And just gardeningvolunteers.org will get you right there.
Okay. All right.
Or,
I just like to say the whole name.
I know. Or so if I could do I'll have to try the other one and make sure that works. But yeah. Anyway. All right. 210-308-8867. What else is going on, Trace? You were helping some folks out there, I think. What are folks picking up besides zinnias? Man, we came back from break and they were huddled around the zinnias, picking them up.
It's amazing how many people today have asked for vinca.
Asked for vinca?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, you know, another thing that I had noticed yesterday when we did the butterfly class, there was a huge supply of sod, and people were picking it up. And now I got here this morning. It looks like you must have sold every piece of that sod. That was
I
there.
got there.
Yeah, there's.
What kind of sod are there left?
There's a good chunk of Raleigh St. Augustine, and there might be some Provista left.
Yeah, in terms of St. Augustine, that's what's left.
That's all we would. Yes, that's all that's left. Everything else is special order.
Okay.
So those people generally pick up their grass.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. All right. So we got that. And let's see. What kind of questions are you getting? Is it grass or?
I had a Snapdragon question this morning.
Okay.
I've got a when to fertilize.
Oh,
that was
good
asked
question.
us so many times yesterday.
Okay, so you want to address that?
So there's no way to give a date.
Okay.
And everybody always wants a date, but you can't do it. Your lawnmower will tell you when it's time to fertilize.
That's a good way to look at it.
When you have to mow your grass twice and weeds don't count, it's awake enough to utilize it.
Okay. That's good to know. All right,
and the best, in my opinion, the best fertilizer is the 1959 for the lawn because of that first number is the nitrogen number, and that's always the key to successful lawn growth. But don't rush it. Trace, that was a good way to predict when you should do it.
So
mowing real grass twice.
Is rushing it just wasteful, or is it?
Yeah, environmentally, you're not. It's because of the 1959 being half slow release. You're really not wasting much, but you may as well use it the most efficient way and the way that's most successful with your lawn and the best way for the environment.
Our sod grasses aren't becoming fully active until second, third week of April. So putting fertilizer on now, even though, as Calvin said, much of it, the other ones we recommend are slow release.
Yeah.
Nitrogen flows through the system.
I have to tell somebody not to fertilize.
To get technical, it is an anion. All the nutrients are cations.
It's not interested in sitting there.
Yes.
It wants action.
Oh, okay. And if
part of it is sitting there because it's a slow release.
So if you're interested in feeding the dead zone in the Gulf of America,
you know what though, the weeds love it.
You're very good.
The weeds love it when you
yeah.
fertilize early.
That weed and feed, that the man with the bad skull accent. He's always talking about that. The weed killer part. Well, those weeds are going to die shortly anyway. And then the feed is it's kind of wasted right now.
Yeah, the timing is in our climate just does not fit the use of the weed and feed.
All right, 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. While we do, give us a call at 210-308-8867 or come on by. There's so many folks out here having a great time. Need to get Cappy up here. Let's see if she can hear us talking about birds and stuff. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m., The Answer. All righty, welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, 210-308-8867. So if David Rodriguez, who's going to be on the 29th, doesn't get almost 50 people to his thing, are you going to kind of rib him a little bit?
No, because I've been doing this too many years.
Oh, no, okay.
And you, the minute you start doing something like that, and then you get the vengeance on you. And the thing that I always remember,
on you?
And Mark probably remembers this too, the oak wilt that we used to fill for months. We filled up whatever classroom was on oak wilt, and then suddenly people I don't know if they got tired of the topic or what it was, but for a while, then we'd start getting 4 or 5 instead of 30 people at each event. So it was, it didn't matter which speaker. We had some wonderful speakers, but that's it depends on the interests. It depends on the availability of information and how much has been distributed, and then the seasonal changes. People have different interests that time. So is that a long answer for the short explanation?
No, that was perfect. All right, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. I have a weird question because I was driving and seeing the red buds. What is we'll start with Calvin. What's your favorite spring bloomer tree or bush? Not flower, because we know that.
Well, I think I like those tough modern roses,
as a spring
large
bloomer?
one.
But don't they bloom all year?
They bloom. but they bloom in the spring. I mean, does that disqualify them if they bloom?
No. I was just like redbud doesn't bloom any time but the spring, right?
Yeah, redbud is certainly not my favorite.
It's not.
No, because it's a great addition to the landscape, but it kind of disappears.
Okay. Afterwards, after spring.
Yeah. It blooms for 3 weeks, and
Okay.
Or 4 weeks, and it's done.
Do you have with those criteria, you're going to go with roses, I guess, and then
Yeah, I'll go with the.
or you can go with a pear, like we were talking about, or the peaches, like we were talking about. Is that generally bloom in the spring too? And that's its only bloom?
And that's got a short bloom too.
Okay, Mark, do you have?
I'm more interested in the fruit on the peaches than.
Do you have
two?
Two, okay.
Texas Mountain Laurel.
No,
I'm going to go trees, of course.
That's mine. It's Texas Mountain
Laurel and Mexican plum.
Oh, well, tell us about Mexican plum.
So it is a native plum, and it's not that great of a fruit. We're talking like 70% of the fruit is made up of the pit of the stone.
Oh,
so,
wow!
I mean, it's not much. It's like persimmon.
Okay.
The Mexican or Texas persimmon, but I like the flower. It's in the rose family. It's a nice, perfect flower. Kind of off white, and I find it grows in full sun and partial shade.
Yeah, it is. That's one of those we wrote about yesterday.
Right, and so thank you, Calvin. I was going to dramatically make a U-turn back and goes, well, a lot of these are mentioned in Calvin's article.
I want to add to it, I like what the same things about it that Mark talked about, but I also like it in terms of it's a dense cover for wildlife. And it's pretty versatile. He mentioned it in full sun. It's makes it just a mounding, showy thing, specimen plant, but also it can be on the edge of your shade trees, or you can be in a group of 5 or 3. Yeah. That really makes a wonderful wildlife area.
In nature, when I find them in the wild, that's where I find them at.
Okay.
So next to a big tree.
Okay.
Or just underneath a big tree or something like that. So that's what it's like, and it is a really nice addition, and especially in spring.
That's where quite often you're gonna find cardinals nesting, and mockingbirds nesting, and even doves will nest in them. So another thing that was blooming today.
What's that?
Weesach.
Oh, Weesach is blooming?
Oh.
What?
It just snuck up on us.
I'm sorry, I get that flinch every time the Weesach is mentioned because of the scars on my arms.
Oh, okay.
Dealing with it.
Really showy, though.
Is it?
Yeah, with the full sun.
So there's one, we have to drive by it every time I go up the hill to show anybody anything or take paperwork. So I always remember it.
Okay.
And if you have one or two growing in your landscape, and you have to mow the lawn, doesn't matter if you're a riding mower or a pushing mower, if those branches find you to poke you.
Yeah.
A little more than poke.
Especially if you're
where's the one here?
It'd be like going to a hematologist. Right, it's at the edge of the creek. So you're going from this side of the property to that side of the property.
To the tree, the upper. We call the upper lot.
What color is the bloom?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Orangey yellow.
Okay, I'll go look for it.
Just a hint of orange. Yellow with just a hint.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Now, last time we talked about Weesach bloom, we had, this is a few years ago, we had one of our gardeners that raises bees. Brought us some honey because it's a great honey source.
Well, it's one of the first trees going into bloom, so it would affect the flavor of the honey, I'd imagine.
That's interesting. Pat, you'll have to call us and tell us what kind of honey you're getting from the
Weesach.
From the Weesach. I like Weesach because I could never pronounce it when we got here, and we lived near it. It was one street over. It was like, I don't know what this word is. But isn't Weesach one of the ones that, like, it means that something is ready? You said pecans, I think. Like as Paul would say, the old-timers used to say, when the Weesach blooms.
Well, it's when the mesquite blooms, it's winter is officially over.
Oh, when the mesquite blooms. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
but the
they're
research is related.
Yeah, it's related to it. All those botanists, they have to change some of the genuses.
Oh, look at this selection. That's a wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it sure is pretty. With the reds and the purples and
Yeah.
the pinks and the, yeah.
Salvia.
We saw a cart go by with some things that people were purchasing.
Some salvias and
Yeah.
something else. I don't know. It all look pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
think
did
they're
look-
all salvias.
All right. I'm trying to think of what else that I like that is a spring bloomer. Trace, you got a favorite spring bloomer? Mountain Laurel. Yep, I'm with you.
Well, have you guys
I love the smell of grape Kool-Aid in the morning.
Yep, there you go.
have you smelled any this year yet?
Yes, I had
Oh,
a
you
couple
have?
of them. Yeah, I had a couple of them that already kicked into bloom.
Yeah, I
I
got
had one or two
some.
blooms, but not a ton. And then I have one in my front yard.
Oh, yeah. Is it blooming yet?
I haven't noticed it, so I'd have to say no.
Okay.
I have
do notice them.
one
They-
that's blooming, but I haven't noticed the fragrance yet.
When it's
Surprises me.
a good year for the mountain laurels, they are gorgeous.
I concur.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a good year for them. Sometimes it's not. I guess it depends on rainfall or what is
Yeah.
it? What do they want?
That's correct.
They're
Rainfall at the right time. At the correct
Okay.
time.
Well, they're super drought tolerant.
Yeah.
And I think Mark has made this point a number of times.
Yeah.
About the only thing you can kill them with is too much water.
Yeah. No, so don't have them in, well, you can have them in St. Augustine, but if you've got I think we've heard like people will have the sprinkler systems.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they-
You don't want the sprinkler system going on. That's the incorrect water, and it's probably going to be too much water, incorrect watering, and too much water that could cause different diseases.
Yeah.
Same problem for mesquite too. But
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
When will Vitex start blooming?
Mayish.
Mayish? Okay.
Depends on the weather. Could be beginning May, could be end of May, but normally May.
There's nothing on them now. I have no,
Some of ours are starting to leaf out.
they're starting to leaf out.
But if you're
Okay.
worried,
Yes,
all
just,
you got to take your thumbnail and go over and scratch the stem.
okay.
And there's no reason to be worried, though, Milton.
No.
That's one of those like the Weisach when
Okay.
one day nothing, no action, the
And then all of a
next
sudden
day
bloom.
it's blooming out there.
Yeah. It's nice. I like that one too. We have one. Our knockout's not doing great. Oh. So, blue bonnets. So I bought them here, right?
Uh-huh.
Now this is weird, but I will tell you. So, and I planted them triangularly about the 6-pack, right? Is that what they were in when I bought them?
We had some 6-packs, so
Yeah.
yeah, you probably bought. I got 4-inch pots now.
Yeah, I bought the 6-pack, and and planted them in the easement, and we didn't get any rain. I tried to remember to water.
Hey, you called it easement.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He learns.
It's the easement by the Whataburger. But yeah, and one of them is now starting. It's got a little baby bloom on it, but the bloom is red.
Well, you got one of those.
Maybe I got a
ones.
red one.
You maybe got a red one.
Maybe so. But yeah, so-
Sometimes God has a will to change things.
Okay.
Or they could have gotten the seed mixed up.
oh, that's okay. I'm happy with it. So we'll have to see how
If
it
Jerry was still here, he'd go and probably
pick it.
or put a cover on it so that when the seed pod is formed, he can
Oh, okay.
get the seeds. Yeah.
Is that what they do? But yeah, and we
a
have.
big orange bucket, like a Lowe's bucket, a Home Depot.
But Trace
bucket.
mentioned that we have the blue bonnets here still, so
Yes,
people
we
can
do.
get
we
them.
have a whole table full.
Well, we had somebody yesterday, Mark. I don't know where you were getting some coffee or something, but
Yeah.
that was interested in the. Is it too late to plant strawberries? And we said, no, go
No,
do
yeah.
them. They're attractive, and you will get some fruit.
Yeah, I do. I do like the leaf on the strawberry. It is very attractive leaf. So yeah, it's ornamental regardless whether you get fruit or not.
Okay. So if you're looking for blue bonnets and you want
We
to,
have them here.
yeah, we have them here.
You're looking for zinnias.
The one in my container is not thrilled, but it's still hanging in there.
Well, you got the begonias on sale for the shade.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Get a begonias and shades, the zinnias for the sun, and then of course we've got the promise of the. And there's some pentas, sir.
What'd you do?
All right, we got to take a quick break. That's what Al's telling
Was
us.
that a hint?
That's a subtle hint. Be back in a moment. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 and Bulverde Road. So you keep it right here. Get that gardening question and see if you can kidnap Cappy and have her come, see if it's okay. She's helping customers, but talk about the birding situation. Back in a moment, right after this on Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. The phone number, 210-308-8867. Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch, live here at Milberger's at 1604 on Bulverde Road, where it is busy.
There's a Phalaenopsis.
Oh, hey. And she saved 10%, I bet. Hope so. Yeah. That's pretty.
Well, not yet. She hasn't gone to the cashier.
Well, yeah, when she goes to maybe she's just taking it for a walk. But, yep, so 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, the number to call. What else should we discuss with our listeners today in terms? You want to talk about your article? Just yesterday's Express News?
Yeah, that was yesterday. We talked about some of the topics in there about plants, large shrubs and small trees that kind of do a better job of connecting your shade trees with your perennials in your lawn. That's one of the issues with landscaping and planning, is to have that that smooth transition between the lawn and the shade trees. So of course we talked about Anaqua, and we talked about Mexican plum and what other ones did we talk about? The Mutabilis rose, which is a huge shrub and a beautiful shrub, and has the blooms change color. Yeah, 4 different colors, I believe.
And very tough.
It is very drought tolerant. It's one of those roses that is in the earth kind category, and full sun, of course. But it's got kind of a combination. It is fits into a really kind of a if you're into you're a neatnik, it'll fit into that kind of a landscape. But if you're also interested in wildlife and thickets and cover, it meets that qualification too.
You do that like on a back fence that's kind of a new housing development that doesn't have a lot of trees, and you want to, like, on the back fence, you put 3 of those there, and pretty much you got insect cover, landscape cover, wildlife cover, and beauty.
Yeah, you get a few blooms there. You talk about a long bloom period. That one quite often sets the record. I think sometimes, I know we talked about in the past, it's 9 or 10 months some years. Not every year, but we need a little more rain to get 9 or 10 months out of this year. But that is a bloomer, and it meets the needs of your birds and wildlife, and the pollinators like it too. Roses, and you don't. It's a rose that you don't have to nurse. And you don't have to, not much pruning involved. You can prune some if you want, if you want to keep it away from the sidewalk.
A little bit more in shape, but otherwise, don't worry about it.
And the Anaqua, I don't know. Mark used to be an advocate for that. I think he added it to the list of our CPA.
Oh, CPS.
CPS,
it's now on that list. I'm having mixed feelings on it. I have one growing 6 feet away from my house down in downtown. So I'm revisiting my advocacy.
I've got one that I got from Milberger's. I don't even remember how long ago, 15, 20 years.
Oh my goodness!
They don't grow real fast.
No,
but it's already 25 feet tall, and the thing that's another one that has that. It's generally evergreen, and blooms in the spring. Yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
Late spring.
Not yellow blooms, but the berries are yellow.
Yes, it's a light pink, and then the berries turn yellowish orange, and then they ripen, and the birds have a very good time.
Oh.
That's
Is
one
that
of those.
why you're rethinking?
No. Yeah, well, it's getting kind of close to my to the house.
That's one of those trees that if you have one and it's so thick you can't really see into it. But when the berries are there, you can see it's alive. It's just
the
dancing.
tree is alive.
It'll have cardinals in there. It'll have mockingbirds. It'll have all of the local species that are taking advantage of those berries. Who is our? I have to smile every time I think of a Naqual, because we're bragging on it. What a wonderful native tree it was. In fact, Mark may have been.
Yeah, I think they were saying, "Oh, that's a terrible tree." Well, it was like over the car.
No, it was at the that old shopping center downtown. What is that?
No, La Vida. It was at La Vida, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is that our bonsai woman?
Yeah.
She
you remember?
She called us, and she said, I want to see if you still appreciate this. Come over there and try to help me sweep up those sticky berries out of my shop that people walk in the La Vita area, and then they track them all in there, and they stick everywhere. The birds love them. But not the shopkeepers.
Birds, and then the problem after the birds love them. That's always a problem too.
And then again, that's another one of the drought tolerant native, and it's not bad on shade.
No.
Doesn't you go? You probably count on it to get to 25 feet, but that's about it. But is it still on the list or not? CPS list?
I'm sorry.
Is it still Anaqua still on the rebate list?
Yeah.
So that's one of those plants that when you have a list of the positive characteristics, that one that fills almost every one. The evergreen, the berries, the blooms, dense, drought tolerant. It's just a great plant to consider.
Cool. All righty, 210-308-8867 if you have questions about the things we're talking about. Yeah, he was asleep a minute ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the bluebonnet asleep?
No. Oh, look at the bluebonnet. No, I was talking about the kiddo. I thought you were pointing at him. Hey, so she got a blooming bluebonnet. Way to go. That's pretty, isn't it? Are you starting to see any wildflowers out there in the...
No. I'm keeping a sharp eye out for them, but I think it's going to be dependent on rainfall. If we get, if we get a good rain in the next couple of weeks, a good rain, then I think we may start seeing some wildflowers.
Yeah. I saw some larkspur.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Oh, where'd you see it?
I was on my way here.
Okay.
I tried to pay attention.
I was going to say at your house.
No.
Was it in someone else's house or just in a big field?
In someone's house.
There's a lot.
So
of
they could have been watering
a lot of blue curl. I haven't seen any blooming yet, but it's a lot of
okay
plants that are.
That's a good one to
6
get.
inches tall.
When will you? We've had larkspur before, haven't we?
It's best off done by seed in the fall, but 30, 40 years ago we used to do transplants.
Okay.
Well, and once it naturalizes too, if we do get some rain, then the larkspurs would germinate. What are the other ones we would see there?
Well, the early ones, of course, the pink one, evening primrose.
Okay.
Wine cup, that's my favorite. Paintbrush. which I'd like to see more, but it's kind of rare. Let's see, the verbenas, and then we start getting into the gaillardia, the firewheel, the Mexican hat.
Well, the coreopsis.
And coreopsis.
Yeah, generally, I'm thinking if the coreopsis shows up after or before the firewheel. In my yard, they're kind of at a different spot in the yard.
So I have great praise for the coreopsis in the at the house down on Carolina Street. We had lots of coreopsis. So I got to it. Jamie had lots of coreopsis, and it did really well all year long. I was truly impressed on how well the coreopsis looked throughout the year.
That's another plant that is really does a good job of attracting the pollinators, and it's one of those wildflowers that is in almost every mix, and some years it'll dominate the blooms, other years it'll just do a good job and have a few blooms, but it's there forever.
Yeah, so lots of
wonderful tree. Yeah, wonderful plant.
But that's also one of the blessings of this area, if you will, is when we get all the wildflowers out, and you just drive down the road, and it's like we can look over here on that berm, and there'll be tons of wildflowers. Hopefully, again, there was enough rain for them to pop up. But yeah, I don't have my little meadow is not coming back yet.
Oh,
I know.
Sorry.
Hopefully someday it'll come back.
That'll require one rainfall.
Yeah, you think? And then they'll come. Okay.
We're looking up on the brighter side. Well, that will free up some space for some more plants.
What else? What? I'm sorry.
That will free up some space for some more plants.
Oh, there you go. I could do my milkweed seeds and put them in where they were.
Well, it's definitely easy until I've got lots of bare ground where in years past that was covered with wildflowers.
Yeah, that's what I have now. Yeah. I thought I was blaming the cats. Maybe that wasn't fair.
No.
No. You can blame the cats.
Oh, just blame the cats?
Yeah,
okay.
Just blame the cats.
And man, Spike, you want to guess what kind of plant Spike is? Not a cactus.
A fire spike?
There you go. Spike is doing great. I'll have to send you a picture.
Actually, you told me that a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So.
And I want to get some hummingbird feeders up.
Don't wait too long now.
Oh, okay.
Because the gardeners are reporting hummingbirds.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. And we saw a little thing on Facebook.
Yeah, that was talking about them coming through.
So it gave a nice time frame.
I
don't agree with it.
Seen.
But, yeah.
I actually have not seen any.
Oh.
I've got hummingbird feeders up, but
you haven't seen much action?
Any?
I haven't seen any.
Not Rufus, not Ruby Throat.
Okay. Nothing.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Or Blackchin, not Rufus.
Well, it's such is life,
Oh, okay.
But of course, I haven't for all my martin houses. I haven't seen any purple martins. Either.
Yeah,
I didn't put any of the houses up. Whoa!
Uh-oh. Why are the purple martins angry at you?
Oh, they got they had a couple of tough weather years, and then I let my trees get huge, and that are thick wildflowers that they like those green the lawns and flat areas and wide open swooping areas.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah. And then we had that one of our listeners verified that, who had, what did he say? He had 30 martins working on nests.
Really, yeah.
And verified that the open space is what they're after, and not a thicket.
Oh, now I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so that he's talking about the martins, and okay, it'll come back to me in a second. But 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. JJ on the line. JJ, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How you doing today, JJ?
Hey, fantastic. Hey, I think you said Trace is on board right there. Does he ever plan on coming up with or ordering those micro dwarf tomatoes plants?
What?
Have you ever heard of that before?
Yes.
So you can have all year-round tomatoes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I saw some micro tomato plants on the table. There was about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
yes.
I did too. Now I remember. Yeah,
now you remember right in the corner over.
They were
here.
actually Did they have a little fruit?
Yeah,
on
they
them?
had a little fruit on them.
Yeah,
they're about 4 inches tall, and they had fruit on them already.
It's itty bitty.
Yeah. So,
like 12 inches.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, but I just went, "Oh, look at that! That's cute." So yes, we had some.
So you can grow tomatoes year round. You can.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, where can you? It'd be tough to grow them even here year round.
Well, that's the sales pitch on them. They grow tomatoes. I don't know.
Yeah, you could grow them indoors.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh.
So anyway, if we had them here. I didn't look this morning.
Okay.
But yesterday, we had them.
Too, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So you coming over?
So many times I've never seen them.
Oh.
No, that it really was. So we had a table dedicated for tomatoes, and we had all sorts on it. And out of the corner, there were all of a sudden I came across, and there was these tiny tomatoes.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's like, what is this?
And so it just caught my eye. And that's what it said on them: micro something tomato.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to.
Wow.
Maybe you can call and they'll put them aside for you if they know you're coming.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
probably go there right now.
Or maybe during a break, I'll quick look and then we'll announce it. So JJ,
let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Have y'all ever had any problem with having too much excessive dirt after you plant plants?
Yeah, too much what?
Excessive dirt. From what you take out of the ground.
Oh.
Say you're going to plant a rose plant, and you end up putting a couple of bags of planting soil, and what do you do with all that dirt that you have left that you just pulled out of the ground?
I have, in this kind of soil here, I never have a deficit of, having too much soil because the soil is so skimpy. But what I do mostly now is I'm more inclined to do mounding.
Mounding up.
I just planted that rose bed, and that's what I got. Basically, I mounded up. The roses are kind of on hills.
Right.
The 10 roses, and I've had great luck with the tomatoes doing that too. Those mounds, fertilized with 1959, but mounded. That really it makes it easier to get more efficient on the water because you can make a little pond kind of round the
most
plant.
people make too big of one, but just 4 inches or so around that ring. And remember, the ring only lasts a year, so always. Yeah. So, and then that leads to the question, so what do you do if you make a little ring? What do you do with that extra soil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this goes to to answer your question, I used to take the extra soil and kind of fill in any low areas I had. That was what I used to do.
Well, and we had a gardener yesterday that had the fungal disease in the lawn. And one of the characteristics of that is that it's generally the place it starts is a dip. It's kind of a dip in the lawn, and it's can be quite subtle.
Yeah.
But if you got some extra soil, really that half an inch or an inch really can end the fungal infection in the future by using it there. So that what Mark mentioned is really one of the most efficient ways to and the things to look forward to if you got some extra soil. Identify those low spots and just spread it over there, and and then of course if it's got organic material in it, the organic material decomposes in the garden. This is one big compost pile, San Antonio.
Yeah.
So if you you just keep it. Yeah, any organic material, any compost, you just keep adding it every 2 years, a couple inches to your vegetable garden or your flower garden.
All righty.
Yeah. All righty. Hey, Calvin, you don't have peach trees anymore?
I got a few, but I haven't had great luck. The only one that has bloomed so far is my reliable.
Florida King or Drew
Florida
Gold?
King. Florida King.
Florida King.
Now, what about you, JJ? Do you have peaches?
Well, I have peaches, but they were just planted last year, so they're blooming, but they're not. I don't know if I'm going to get any peaches.
Hey, JJ, though, every time I think about planting more peaches, then I think about the 10 years of hard work I put in my peach orchard, and the 10 years it took me to pay off my debts afterwards. So the fewer I have, the better off I probably am.
His eye is kind of twitching now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. All righty. Thank you very much for all your help.
Sure, thank you.
JJ, I was going to just say one other thing. We have some lovely dwarf
That's
peaches.
right.
Dwarf Bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
Dwarf Bonanza?
I have one of those.
Oh, you do? Good, great.
Yeah, that's a pretty plant. I think everyone should have one of those things.
Cool.
Well, we have them here.
Yep.
All righty. Hey, thanks
What do
for
you
all your
have,
help.
JJ? Before you leave, what do you have for peaches?
I have I only have like 3 right now. One of them is one of those dwarf patio peaches, and I can't remember what the name of the other 2 were.
Yeah, the Florida King. If I had it over, I wouldn't. I would have 5 Florida Kings instead of 5 different peaches, because that is has been so reliable and easy to grow. Good fruit, produces the fruit early in the year, so you don't have to try to keep it watered and the pests off of it. That's one of the things with peaches. It's so tough to control the insects and diseases. But then that one does all its work first of the year, and all you have to do is give it some water, a little bit of water to keep it going through the summer.
And how did you stop the birds and the rodents from eating those things?
Well, because they, I shared a little bit with them, but it's an early season. It's an early season.
Okay.
By the time some of the other varieties are ready, and that's when the bird action is heaviest. These Florida Kings have already been harvested and eaten, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but, I don't know if that's the same in every landscape, but the earlier you can harvest, and if it's a high quality peach, which Florida King is high quality.
I'm not.
That's that, and early, then you don't have to share much with the birds.
Oh, good.
Alrighty.
I'll have to go get me one of those. Hey, did you say the peaches? The trees only last like 5 years? Is that correct?
Did I what?
Did you say peaches?
This is a great question. Thank you for asking me, because it reminded me, because I had Men's Garden Club ask me the same thing. How long do peaches last, tree-wise, Calvin?
Well, you're lucky if they last 10 years in this climate, or even in
Right.
even in East Texas, it's a little harder to grow there. In hill country, it's a little easier. But here in San Antonio, if you can, if you get 6 or 7 years out of them, you're feeling pretty lucky.
Okay,
All right.
good. I collected a sigh off that, because I said 12 to 13.
All right, JJ, we got to run to a break, man. Thank you.
JJ.
Alrighty, talk to you
Good
later.
questions. Talk to you later. We're going to take a quick break. Like JJ, why don't you call us at 210-308-8867. You probably have lots of questions, too. We're going to be back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas. Milton Glueck, Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, and your calls after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Yeah, you're getting some favorable comments back at the station for peaches. Al's a big peach fan.
Is he?
Yeah.
Has he have good luck growing them?
No, he just eats them.
Oh, yeah.
He's had good luck eating them.
Yeah, I'm with him on that eating part.
So, yeah.
It makes me think of when you have a peach orchard. I think this is kind of a common experience, and you hire your staff. You know, depending how big the orchard is, you might be 15 to 30 people, and when they first start, you know, you tell them how to do it and everything, and they can't resist eating.
Yeah, I bet.
And you can.
And they smell so good.
Yeah, you get your initial reaction is to tell them, no, don't be eating all those. I got to sell those. But then
how's that working?
Then you
out for
figure out, you know what? It's easier just to let them eat as many as they want. You've got 30 acres of peaches there, and they'll, you know, after about 2 hours of just eating out every peach that they want, or 3 days of it, then they get to be pretty reasonable in what they eat.
Speaking of peaches, I think James has a peach question at 210-308-8867. Hey there, James. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How you doing today?
Fine, thank you. I had a question for Dr. Calvin.
Sure.
I wonder what he thinks about the peach. The name is La Feliciana.
You know, it's one that I planted here, and it's one that I've recommended because it's it's been successful in this area, but I didn't have it on my commercial orchard over there in East Texas. I had earlier peaches, but I have not had great luck with the one tree I had in my backyard here. Have you had good luck with it?
Oh, the peaches are delicious. Yes, sir.
Yeah. When do you harvest them, James? Do you remember?
The tree died, and I haven't replanted yet, but it was before the June Golds came in.
Okay. Yeah, now June Golds was one of those I had in East Texas, and I had great luck with. I haven't had good luck with it here. Now, the La Feliciana, how long did it last? Do you remember?
Oh, it was 7, 8 years. And
okay.
Then it kind of pooped out.
Yeah, typical 7 or 8 year typical lifeline. Yeah. Well, I've had other gardeners that report they had good luck with it too, and very good peaches. Not huge, but they were sweet, nice color, and consistent production.
Yes, sir. So between those Florida King and La Feliciano, what would be your recommendation for this black land out here?
Well, depending on how much room you had, but I would have the Florida King would be my first choice. La Feliciano would be, I'd probably have 3 different varieties was all. I'd have that Florida King for early, La Feliciana for the latest, and then something in between in the middle there. And there's a lot of things to choose, but because if you got later peaches, they gotta make sure you got water, and then the spray program has just got to be conscientious.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with your Florida King recommendation.
Yeah, I think you'll like them.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
All right. Thank you, James.
Bye-bye.
Great questions. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. If you've got a peach tree question or any question about gardening and horticulture, you give us a call, 210-308-8867. So it's March 16th now, It's past March 15th, but what should folks be doing in the garden? We talked about last week when we were beginning. It was Al wants to know how many fruit trees make up an orchard.
Well, some people have a real imagination, and even 5 or 6 peaches would be their orchard.
Okay.
How many make up several?
Al, how many make up several? You'll have to tell me.
Or a few.
Is that the number? Well, few would be 3, I guess.
But you can.
I think a few is 3.
Is it? A few?
I think so.
But there's
we can get into a big argument.
There's orchards of 2 to 5 acres.
Oh, okay.
And if you can have quite a few trees there if you because you intensely manage them. You plant them closer together. You know, your spray program and fertilizer program and weed control is much tighter. If you got a lot of land, then you and more space, and if you then you have more space in between the plants, so you can have the same amount of production, require the same amount of staff. That's one of the issues. Is you gotta have you limit your number of peach trees and your acreage to the amount of people that you can get access to that are interested in working, because you can't support them 12 months out of the year.
If I were a homeowner, 3. No, Calvin has 3, right?
I got 5.
We got 5. That's a handful, and so don't think you're going to get bushels and bushels and bushels.
Okay.
There's several things you have to do, which many homeowners do not want to do.
Well, and if in our soil, you want a raised bed, and that mounding we talked about, and you want drip irrigation,
right?
And there's a debate about whether drip irrigation is efficient as we talk about. It is if you use it right. Like on the peach orchard, you'd start the drip early in the process, and the roots develop where the limited number of drips are, and then you just keep going. And then if you have the early peaches, you don't have to water as much through the late part of the summer when it requires so much water to produce peaches.
But trying to get homeowners to prune heavily annually, and then pulling 30 to 50% off the fruit or flowers annually.
Okay.
It's so tough.
I went through, especially on my Spring Gold, which was a real early, relatively small peach. We went through, we experimented a lot with bloom thinning.
Bloom thinning?
Oh, wow.
No.
That's labor intensive. And that whole, you hold your breath and hope that you don't get a freeze or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's you hope that you get a freeze at the right time. Just enough to nip back some of the flowers, but not too much.
So a listener wants to know if 19 pecan trees makes an orchard.
Well,
at what spacing?
You can declare.
Okay.
No. That's the two things we're talking about.
Okay.
So they have to be at the correct spacing in order for you to declare it an orchard to get the ag valuation.
Oh,
It
would not. I don't think that would support a family.
Oh.
Yeah. So 19
really 19?
19 is getting kind of close.
Okay.
I don't know though.
And they also said that they're not bearing fruit. Some are 10 feet tall, one's 25 foot tall. What age do they start bearing fruit, or do you have any suggestions as to why they're not bearing any pecans?
I don't know. How old are they?
What's that?
How old are they?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
Al, did they say how old the trees were? But yeah, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867.
I'd have to go look it up, but it's probably 15 years.
You think so, if they're 10 to 25 feet?
I don't know that before they're bearing fruit.
Well, they're over 10. Oh, 10. Well, they're over 10 years now, so.
Okay.
So soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Relatively soon.
Okay.
Relatively.
There you go. Hopefully that helped
remember the word for a forester, relatively means, 30, 50 years.
So soon this person should have pecans, maybe.
Well,
theoretically, as Trace likes to say.
It's hard. We had a lawsuit where we determined that technically it may take 2 to 3 inches of water
right.
some weeks.
Yeah.
For a pecan orchard to
I gotcha.
be cooked.
So it could be a water and a drought issue.
That?
It's a homeowner.
Oh, it'd be almost impossible for him to use that much, that much water, access to it.
I stayed out of that one.
You say what?
I stayed out of that one. I wasn't told or anything.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Hope that helped y'all out. Give us a call with your questions at 210-308-8867. Or, man, it is busy here today. It's fun watching all the trees and bushes go by in the carts. So we'll take a break and come back in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. And we got a nice question from the crowd. Yes, ma'am. Grab that mic and ask away. And you've shown them the pictures. And so what's going on?
I have a question about my Texas sage.
Okay.
And my question is, it seems to be doing okay because there's a lot of new growth on the ends of all of the stems. So I thought it was happy. However, it's extremely spindly, really, really spindly, like long spindly stems, and really the leaves are only growing on the ends of the stems. And so my question is really about pruning it. I know some plants, you prune them and they just explode.
How long has it been there?
But it's been there at least 4 years.
Do you have it on the phone again to show Calvin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the big issue of looking at it right now?
I think I'm wondering. I thought, okay, I'll check Google, see what I can find, and believe it or not, I didn't find on YouTube. I figured there'd be a ton of things about how to prune a Texas sage, but there wasn't.
So I'm not worried about the pruning. What's the big factor in the growth of that Texas sage? It just jumps right out at you.
The shade.
The shade.
Okay.
So you said, what can you do to enhance the growth of that? Well, you'd have to prune that tree right down to the ground.
Oh, okay. So that was my question. Can I over prune it, or will
No, I want you to move
get
it.
More sun to it.
I want you to move it into full sun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
so when are you going to come over and help me with that?
Thank you, Mark. Your fellow Michigan Stater.
So
you have an
obligation.
She's like a legacy. You have to help her now because she's from Michigan State.
So that's why it's spindly.
That's
the reason why it's spindly.
It's not because it hasn't been pruned enough.
It's
just because of it's in too much shade.
Yeah, it's just in too much shade.
Okay, well that's helpful.
And it looks like it's a live oak on the other side.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. So it will remain. It won't die.
Okay.
But it will remain spindly.
It'll just be slightly disappointed at all times.
Yeah.
It actually probably does not have much of a root system.
Oh, so maybe it'll be easy to move.
Relatively easy, and I wouldn't worry too much. I'd get the other option would be just to cut it off and we get a new one because they're relatively inexpensive and they grow fast, and so you get a small one, put it in
and
full
I saw
sun.
some over there and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're not blooming, are they?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I saw any blooms yet.
When yours bloom, do you notice it rains very soon
blooms,
after?
Yeah.
Right before the rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't encourage him.
And afterwards.
Don't encourage him.
Milton
and
has
afterwards,
a special relationship with Texas sage.
Yeah.
So for the radio audience,
good to know I didn't hurt it by pruning it.
Yeah. For the radio audience, what it looks like about 4 or 5 stems, which are kind of thin and spindly,
very tall,
and very tall.
Yeah.
So, what did you pruned it back?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Your instincts were correct.
Okay.
That will help it grow out a little bit. But I think the ultimate problem is the amount of shade it's getting.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really helpful. Thank
cool.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So your instincts were correct.
What's that?
Could I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. It's about my mountain laurel in my backyard, which is in full sun, and it's been there about 18 months, 2 years, and it has bloomed. It's been really beautiful, but now something is eating it.
Oh, I bet they
and
know.
I'm wondering
Show them
what
the picture.
I always call them Sephora caterpillars, but wow, now she does have quite a population.
They're very pretty. Have you seen them?
Yeah, it has bloomed. It's lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm just wondering.
They look
how...
kind of like Purdue. Purdue's colors.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I generally don't recommend that you spray, but in your case,
I think you're reaching the point.
Yeah.
Okay. I had spray.
BT.
I tried to use a sort of a non-toxic, organic kind of bug repellent on my.
Look for
dish soap and something else.
The insecticidal soap would have been okay. I would have preferred to use Bacillus thuringiensis, which is BT. And you'll see that on the active ingredients, a big capital B and a small T.
Okay.
But they had to ingest it.
Okay.
Another organic one, so the soaps and the BT, is spinosad, a product containing spinosad or spinosad on that. What were you going to suggest?
No, but if you're going to use a BT product, get it on pretty quick while there's still some leaves, because as Mark mentioned, they have to consume it. They have to eat some leaves. But the other one, the spinosad, is just an organic insecticide, and that would take the caterpillars out. It'll survive.
Okay. I did see. I checked it today, and there's some new growth on. So it's trying.
But how long? It's only been there 2 years.
About
How tall is it?
About waist high. So
okay,
3 feet?
Yeah. I think it'd be worthwhile to go ahead and spray with one of those products.
Okay.
So that you can turn it loose to do some growing.
Okay.
They've been working together for hundreds of thousands of years, so you don't have to worry about it too much.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming on. Did you have a question? Well, come on. Do you mind being live?
It's easy.
Okay, here you go. Grab that
welcome.
mic, and you'll be on the air, and these guys will be able to hear you. You're going to do great. Grab the mic. What's your question?
So
and Bert, you're next, okay? What's that?
I have a redbud tree that has been in the ground for only about 9 months. It went into shock, I think, when I first planted it, although they planted it. Mm-hmm. And the leaves dropped off, and it never did anything. I thought they were dead, and all of a sudden they're blooming like crazy. Is that normal?
Yeah. Well, the blooming now, they'll bloom quite often before the foliage.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah. Take it. But it's but the leaves are coming back now.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I did see one in one of the neighborhoods around here where the leaves were coming out.
So the fact that it's blooming and redbuds bloom off of old wood, so that's why we always say do not prune until after the bloom. It's a good sign.
Okay. Anything
water
special I need to do?
Water.
What?
Water.
So are they prone? Do they suffer when there's less water?
Well, when they're newly planted in a situation like we are in now,
right?
They could be challenged. So, one or two really deep waterings would really help it out and reassure you that it's going to survive.
Okay. Next,
they are pretty drought tolerant if they're established.
Okay. And how long does it take them to get established? A year at least?
6 to 18 months, depending on the size of the tree.
Okay. And it was small. It wasn't a real
so
big
6
tree.
months to 12 months.
Okay. Next question is, what are the ideal plants for hummingbirds and butterflies?
You came to the right place.
Oh, wow.
That's what...
Yeah. We may not have enough time.
Here.
Long list, yeah. Actually, I wish I had.
Well, here, I tell you what, you help her. We're going to get Bert on the line, okay?
Okay, you get on. Okay.
He's going to help you off here.
There is a
210-308-8867. Bert, I want to make sure we get your question because Calvin will tell us more about this in a minute. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Bert, what's going on?
Hey, life. It's a very good day. It's beautiful.
It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
Yes. You know what? I wanted to let you all know who the agents out there. Why I know a lot about horticulture. When I was in Louisiana, I studied under Jerry Sisk, Dr. Jerry Sisk. So I don't know if any of y'all know him, but I studied 2 years. He was a horticulturist and he was a county agent. I don't know in Oklahoma where it's from.
I don't know. We'll have to. Well, Calvin, Mark's not responding to it, but do y'all know Jerry Sisk?
He's already passed. But
okay, never mind. Okay.
But that's where I got most of my learning from. My question is about bananas. Is it an herb or is it a member of the grass family?
Bananas?
Bananas?
Yeah.
Bananas are a grass.
Okay.
Okay. And then what you were talking about,
sort of a grass. Yeah, grass-like.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because that's what I'd heard. I wasn't sure of. And is the rodeo tomato here equivalent to the Creole in the New Orleans area?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Here in...
You mean the...
here in Milberger or here...
8148, this year's rodeo tomato?
Texas, like a sweet, a good, the Creoles were like a good, juicy beefsteak, but they were sweet.
I haven't had it.
I had a mayonnaise. I'd always have a mayonnaise and a slice of Creole tomato sandwich.
Yeah. On the Creole, where did I see it?
Did you see it here?
No, well, it's either on the seed rack or I saw it. Oh, where did I see it? I think I saw it here.
Okay.
Anyway, but this year's is 8148, right, Milton? Did I say
8148, I believe. Yes.
All right. So, and all the recent rodeo tomatoes, we always laugh because they're trying for uniformity, a certain color red, a certain color acid. So in other words, they're all trying to make little minions. Each year it's got a uniformity. Whereas the one you mentioned, like Creole, it was big. All the old ones up north, the big boy, beefsteak, all those ones. They're kind of irregular. They weren't uniform.
I love the heirloom ones that got all kind of creeps and valleys and ridges and stuff on them. And the one thing the lady was asking about, but you know what else works? It's organic. Is neem oil or neem leaf solution. It's organic.
Oh,
okay, that's another good one. Like to do it now, but not too much later than now because it is an oil, even though it's kind of a moderate oil. I still don't like to get oil on the leaves when it gets hotter. So I like to do that earlier in the year.
Tracking because it probably magnifies the sunlight and burn the leaves up.
Oh, huh.
Well, all righty, I'll let y'all get back to closing out the show. I see we ain't got I got my little book, the green book of my plant, so all the stuff. Oh, Cara. I actually saw one up close in person.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Bert, I was hoping you would call and help me, too. Have you, next week, maybe call and help me to grow cucumbers from cucumber seeds that were actually in my cucumber, okay? Have you ever done that?
Give it a whack, and I couldn't find a good king cake around here, and the other ones.
I know.
They closed it up, but life goes on.
Yep, it does. Thanks, man.
Hey, y'all have a great week.
You too. All right. 210-308-8867 is the number. You write that down because we can't take any more calls. We're out of time. Thanks to Al for doing a great job. Thanks, Mark. Calvin's still answering the question off the air. I think he's talking about mulch now. But, yeah, it's Milberger's big anniversary 2-week specials. So go to milbergernursery.com to learn more. That's milbergernursery.com. And, you won't be disappointed, I promise you. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, see you later on Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.